So we just got word that there's a possibility that Jon Favreau may be replacing Kathleen Kennedy as the president of Lucasfilm. Please. Please. As a shareholder in Disney.
Please.
Nothing more than that makes me happy than Jon Favreau being the president of Lucasfilm, and almost anybody besides Kathleen Kennedy being in there, but not almost anybody. It's Jon Favreau or somebody like Jon Favreau.
Well, he's got a
Jon
proven
Favreau
track
is
record.
the perfect person to do it. But I don't want to lose him as a creator. I want him to keep doing what he's doing. I just want him to have superior decision-making ability.
I don't think he would step away from creativity of it.
Good.
I think he would want to do that.
Good.
I think
I
he
hope so.
enjoys that.
Yeah.
Just from some of the interviews I've seen and like the back end on Mandalorian.
I think he could do them both.
Stuff. Yeah, I think he can too.
Yeah.
And I think he probably has a good support system in Disney.
Well, and he fired a division who that was loyal to Kathleen Kennedy, who had Luke Skywalker with an X through it pinned up in a photo on their desks.
You might have Luke Skywalker come back and be like,
I sure hope
it's
so.
fake. He's not dead.
Yeah, right?
Psych.
I think they should remake episode 7, 8, 9. I just trash those and just say episode 7 and remake it as canon. Why not? They trashed a bunch of legacy legend stuff and said, no, that's no longer canon.
I've never seen 7, 8, or 9. Did Han Solo die in 7? Or did he die in 8?
Jennifer, this is a new problem I was not expecting. Han Solo doesn't die. Just go see the movie. And like, no, actually, so yeah, Han Solo dies, and it's a well acted scene, but the whole story that they even put around it.
Because I heard
they should have done
7's
something
like
very
really good. Daniel seemed to like 7 a lot.
I like 7 because of the potential that 7 had.
But he did not like
And then
8 or 9.
8 was a dumpster fire, and 9 was the remains of a burned out dumpster that had been sprayed down by the fire department and tried to put some flowers in front of it. Like, it was the best that you can do. And they tried to retcon some stuff. It's like, why don't you do the Holdo move? Here's what the Holdo move was. She takes her ship that's about to run out of fuel. They get all the people out of it in these other little ships that somehow the Empire won't see them, these escape pods leaving the ship. Like, they're not going to shoot those down.
Yeah.
They're only going to see the big ship because, I don't know, there's no, they don't have radar or something, space, how can they not see? And they're within visual range too.
Well, yeah.
How did they not? Oh, the ship's going to block. They won't see them going there. No. But then they go out. She turns the ship around and light speeds into the big main ship, and then somehow magically pieces of her ship go and destroy all the other ships too. If that was possible, why didn't they just always fly a ship into the Death Star and destroy it that way? Like, if any of that was ever possible, it just basically changes the whole premise and shape of the universe.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they just be making these light speed rams to hit? Now, look, it's probably a decent theory.
Yeah.
But you can't have it both ways to where nobody thought of that until right then. No, they would have been thought of that, and that should have been a strategy imparted since 1977 in the very first one.
Right.
So you either do that or you don't do that, right? So, and why wouldn't you just have droids and ships that automatically just fire themselves into the Death Star? Like, I don't know why, shields or something.
Yeah.
I
mean, anytime I've ever seen it, it's like that stuff wouldn't have. That stuff would have been, there would have been fire and stuff being shot everywhere.
And they did crap with the character of Finn, who was supposed to be Force sensitive. And now Jon Favreau and the creative team, Dave Filoni, they're, or at least from what I hear, are looking at retconning and doing a lot of these other things. And the Ahsoka Tano series is supposed to be amazing, because it had no Kathleen Kennedy input on it whatsoever.
That's good.
And they're saying that it's phenomenal. They're saying that the season ender cliffhanger is going to absolutely blow people away. And I could not be more excited for that.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And then there's The Acolyte and this other one that Kathleen Kennedy did that's just a feminist whatever, and they're throwing away, they're changing the universe there. I think everybody's just going to look at that. It's going to tank and crash. Everybody's just going to completely ignore it and hope that we get something better with, I mean, The Mandalorian started off strong, and then Kathleen Kennedy interfered, and it turned into trash.
Yeah.
And hopefully they'll, and apparently season 4, Jon Favreau has Kathleen Kennedy's not involved in it, and Jon Favreau has a lot of things that are planned, but that's not going to be out till 2025, and there's a writer's strike that is slowing production things down.
Did you know that Jimmy Kimmel's nephew was in The Mandalorian? He was the kid Mandalorian.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Jimmy Kimmel did this whole thing called The Baby Bachelor, and he used his nephew, Wesley. Yeah. So
this sounds very not appropriate.
This was like several years ago. And so it was like The Baby Bachelor, like 3 years old, and like had all these little 3-year-olds coming in, and they were like sassy. It's hilarious. Anyway, that nephew was the kid Mandalorian.
Well, there's a lot of hope and promise for Lucasfilm and Disney that maybe Jon Favreau will take over. And please, 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 as long as he keeps creating, but if he's imparting
he's a
the
great
vision,
creator.
He's fantastic.
There's nothing that he hasn't created that I haven't liked.
I mean, I could there's so many things that could be done with, just sit and fantasize and dream about what would happen in the Star Wars universe, and what would happen with Luke and Han and Princess Leia during the years after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, there's just a huge gap there.
Come on, there's so much that could be done, and we want to see those adventures.
Yeah.
And then there's another thing. Timothy Zahn, who wrote a lot of the Star Wars novelizations, is also consulting with Jon Favreau on these things. So Star Wars may be having the comeback that we thought was happening 10 years ago, 7 years ago, and we can get past this, but
I will say I really like the way they've done the series, like The Mandalorian and all that. I really did like those. Yeah.
I think they could have even done a little bit better on the Obi-Wan series.
I thought that one was really good.
It was okay. And I think when I was watching it, I had a lot going. I wasn't really paying that much attention. I intend to watch it again and watch it straight through.
I think you should. I thought that was an excellent series.
What I thought was really good was Andor. I thought Andor was actually very good. Huh. Did you see that one?
I did not. I think Daniel
he basically gets imprisoned and was there. I thought that was a pretty good show. Although I didn't understand the things that they were making and why they had to have people doing that instead of like a robotic, factory. A little bit of that was a little bit off, enough for me to, I don't care, look past or whatever. But it seems like they probably should have done something, and this was something that they even could have done for social, for the social issues, instead of them having these nice, pristine, wonderful working environments where they're making stuff and they're, doing things that really robots could be doing. Why didn't they have them out digging and mining for toxic ore, like we have slavery and children around the world doing it for these electric cars that we're making,
right?
And lithium mines and all that stuff, right? Show that. And go against that. There's an actual real cause, because that's also polluting the heck out of our planet, and we shouldn't be doing that for cars. Oil and gasoline engines are way better,
right? Way
more efficient, because you're having to convert energy from an efficient form to an inefficient form, and using all these metals and stripping the planet of the Earth. We're doing way more damage to the Earth by trying to go to electric cars than we are going to gas cars.
Right.
And you could have done and shown that actual reality, as opposed to, how many slaves do you know are working in a pristine, factory like that? I guess there are a lot actually making phones in China and in Asian places, and they're doing that. You could have gone with maybe that angle, and maybe there's something that's kind of like that. But otherwise, it was a decent, It was way too clean, but that's, maybe the Star Wars universe is kind of like that. It's always like that, and it's a nice look and entertaining to watch. But something like that could have been better. But, whatever. I don't know. Maybe they don't want to have people being too depressed or something with it. But I don't know. But anyway, a lot of hope with Jon Favreau and Lucasfilm. So We'll
It's exciting.
we'll come back to that. This is the Lawyer Dana Show.
Bye.